last game ended on a bit of a bang.
That's what we're going to call it now, is it?
Yes, as you will find out this morning when you are on the front page of every single newspaper in Spire.
Nice. Wait, me or Brian?
Well,
sorry,
the
me
Manticore
the
and
Manticore.
the Barrel.
Just as I deserve.
Yes, Fiona is certainly mentioned, but she's as a proprietor. But yes, it's Manticore and Sir Barrel. Because you have managed to, as one of the newspapers will have stated it, executed an Elfir in plain sight.
Well, but execute is a very strong word.
Yeah, that's how they see it, unfortunately. There are a number of op-eds, and mostly it's pure outrage. It's barbaric and just horrible people ought to be banned and closed down and investigated and thrown into the deepest hole Spire has. And Spire has a number of deep holes. There is, of course, the other side of the divide where a few, not so much newspapers as campus publications that are just glued to walls here and there, proclaiming that yes, this was a strike against the oppressors. There doesn't seem to be much of a middle ground when it comes to that. Now, the most prominent voice decrying this as barbaric and just utter disgrace is that of not really your friend. You've barely met him. Lady Deacon strides out harmonious.
Wait, what?
Yep.
Lady Deacon strides out harmonious is the one that's been opening temples to Father Sama throughout Silverwater.
Oh, okay, so she doesn't like us at all.
Well, they, really.
They.
Fair.
Well, whatever.
He, she, we all.
It is a feeling like the thunder is all over the horizon. You can see the flashes approaching.
There is nothing to be concerned about.
Yeah, you have maybe a day to get your affairs in order.
Oh.
Okay, so let's just break this down a little bit. Okay,
So with this in mind, with this in mind,
yeah, we're not even out of the preface yet.
No, but now Fiona should choose her obsessive research topic.
How to defend yourself against onslaught, specifically religious onslaught. Is that a good obsessive research?
So what? Like previous heretics of the past and how they've perished?
Yeah, and how to bring this to the modern context.
I mean, you'll certainly be well educated.
A history of Drow martyrs in Spire. Yes, you can certainly be well acquainted with Drow martyrs in Spire.
Are you sure you want that, Kat? Perhaps the mechanism of rumor, or feuds of the Elfir, or we're all fucked, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's game this out for just a second, because what are your skills? What do you have selected?
Okay, where are we at the moment?
Because somehow I can't load your bio.
Oh, what?
No, it should be available.
It should be available, yes.
Maybe.
Okay, so compel, investigate, academia, crime. Oh, sorry, academia, commerce, occult, and technology.
Okay, so much more on the domains, much less. So we're looking at what sort of compels do we anticipate you running?
Okay. Well, okay. So I just want, before we go down the path of actually choosing, I just want to unpack the situation that we're in a little bit. Okay.
That's what we're both
So-
doing. Yes.
So we started holding duels. The head of the guard is actually not cool with us, but does actually understand how we got to this point because they were there, right? They saw what was happening. And
Yes.
again, probably
Captain Lacoste has more or less condoned the Drow versus Drow duels.
Except that I kind of went a little bit beyond Drow versus Drow.
So she's kind of cool, but I'm not going to say that she's cool with what happened last night because I can't see her being the kind of person that is genuinely okay with what happened last night. But I think she can be okay with it enough not to land it on our heads.
She also doesn't really have actual power.
No.
No, what we're
But-
facing is the temples, the warrior
But
paladins.
this is what I'm saying. I'm just saying, so as far as like who is actually still, whose shit list we're still on, she is actually kind of okay with us right at this point.
That's
And
probably
by
true.
kind of okay being, doesn't completely condone what happened. Like
No,
honestly,
she's-
doesn't.
Let,
but
let,
does
let,
prefer
let's
this to be-
operationalize kind of okay as we don't have
Yes.
guards at our front door.
Yes,
Correct.
and I'm okay with that. But the temples now well and truly have the shits for this.
Yes.
Is that about where we're at? So what we actually kind of need to really
This
operationalize, really understand at this point is how the temples specifically have gone about seeking revenge and taking people out in the past, right?
Well, so the answer to that is very simple. Solar Basilica houses paladins. Paladins' main job is to kill you. No, literally, they are to hunt down the ministry. And any other
But they don't
enemies
know them with
of
the ministry.
Elfir, really. That's true. That's true.
They've got no recourse against us right now.
Find an enemy of the Elfir, they just march down there and kill everyone who's in their way.
But they
and
don't.
just
But
torch the
they
place to the
haven't.
ground.
But they haven't actually labelled us as ministry yet. So
Unfortunately,
This
while they
has-
haven't labeled us as ministry, I suspect they have labeled us as enemy. So stop
but
clock.
they still don't have recourse to just come down and kill us yet.
Well,
Why not?
so
because
to be clear, yeah, you haven't been, proclaimed the enemy of the state yet, officially.
no.
But that might happen tomorrow. The mood is certainly pointing that way, and Strides Out Harmonious is furious, and his oped is just dripping with vitriol. You are
Lots
like
of
into
pearl
a
clutching?
tick that has murdered a person.
Yeah, lots of pearl clutching.
Yes.
I think we need to actually put out a counter op-ed about the high tradition of the duel and whether or not they actually dare to spit in the face of tradition
Then
and actually fight fire with fire.
Then that tells us your
Persuasion,
knack
definitely.
of newspaper
exactly.
op-eds.
Absolutely, newspaper op-ed for
It's
sure.
one roll, but it's a good roll to have.
Well, maybe just general written persuasion. Can we just go with, and maybe can we throw in a small dose of oratory persuasion, or just persuasion on how about persuasion on controversial topics, and we won't link it to an actual thing.
So, demagoguery.
Yeah, demagoguery sounds about right. Because you're wielding the stick of emotion.
Right. Yep.
Done. We can do this.
Okay.
All right.
we are going to
Fiona, should I call you
we are going to go full
Demosthenes?
conservative. We're going to go full conservative, and we are going to tell them to get their heads out of their asses and recognise themselves for what they are, and that we need to bring the silver quarter back to some old style. We are doing it anyway. Have the balls to bring it out into the light, bitches.
Right. So, which one of us is Locke and which one of us is Demosthenes?
Okay, don't say that when I'm drinking wine. That was hilarious, but also not good. I nearly sprayed through my nose all over my keyboard, and I just cleaned my desk.
Remember, the enemy's gate is indeed down.
Would you like to give a small unpack of the term demagoguery to my chat, who are now asking questions about what demagoguery is? Let's give a proper description of this.
Anything to delay the inevitable.
What was so hilarious before? Because I do not understand that part. Usually I can mostly keep up with you, but...
So, a demagogue is a public orator or speaker who appeals to the baser needs of the public. They are the wielders of the mob. They point with alarm, they guide the mob, and the targets of their ire.
Think Tony Abbott in Australian politics.
I am trying very hard not to name contemporary names.
You are. I'm not. I'm thinking about a good American example though for our American friends. I can think of a couple.
So demagogues are not known for restraint or facts or reason.
They're known for getting the emotional job done on an unsuspecting public.
Yes, they use emotional hammers to direct the public to their advantage.
Absolutely, they do.
Demosthenes and Locke, in the illusion that I was going for, are two of the pseudonyms adopted by the Wiggin twins in Ender's Game, who indeed use the hammers of public opinion to shape the direction of their society. Those names, in turn, are historical demagogues, Locke being, of course, one of the key figures of the Enlightenment, and Demosthenes being one of the Greek orators who managed to get himself enshrined in history.
Yes, explain things to me with Australian politics. That will work.
Over to you, Kat. See, the thing is I don't get a sense that any of the Australian politicians have the skill to be...
Oh, they don't.
Like,
I think they
a
do,
lot
though.
of them aspire to be demagogues, but very few of, like... There aren't any mobs brain for blood. They're simply not effective.
Yeah, they're really terrible.
Fortunately or unfortunately, in Spire, there are.
Yes.
And I am now one of them.
All right.
At least temporarily.
Well then, it is the dreary morning or after the fact.
Lady Fiona, I have a killer hangover. What shall I do?
You can certainly drink this drink that I've just given you. That is my, patented hangover cure, specifically designed just for you.
My thanks. Now, on to the larger picture. What shall I do?
Ah, that is a very good question.
For it seems you have the strategy in this regard.
I do. Let us think. What? Oh God. Your skill set, though, it's so unique. I'm trying to think of what you should be doing in this situation.
I am unparalleled.
You are definitely unparalleled. That is
your skill set is so unique. It's an interesting way of putting it.
No one ever said I wasn't diplomatic. So unique. Oh God. Okay.
I am good with both wood and blade. as you
Yes,
see.
yeah. Oh, you are amazing with both. It's just stunning watching your work. It's this is my totally blown away mask that I put on specially just for you just this morning.
All
I
right,
got it at a store.
so 10 minutes
It's been
of
so long since I've been completely blown away by somebody that I had to dust this. Like, seriously, get in there and show you the nooks.
so 10 minutes of verbally petting Barrel later.
Oh, I'm not done. All right. Well, how about you stay here for a little bit and clean up? Will I go and start paying off some people to spread this op-ed all the way around the city?
Very good. I was thinking that perhaps I could, yes, I shall stay here and make sure Betty is well taken care of. Yes.
Yes. Betty?
My sword.
Oh, of course. Sorry. Of course. the sword that killed someone very important last night.
Of some note,
Hmm.
Beryl holds up the broken blade. You are familiar
Yes.
with the consequence of this blade, yes?
I am familiar with what it represents. Yes. I don't know the consequence of it being snapped in half in front of...
Yes, for our viewers who may not remember what happened last game, what is this blade?
So this is the ritual dagger of the Crimson Vigil, right?
Uh-huh.
The third face of the moon. Yet another sect that the Ministry is locked in combat with.
There's a lot of people that aren't locked. Like, are we going to meet an ally at some point?
No, we're a prescribed organization. No one's our friend.
Sigh.
I mean, we could go to the campuses and get broadsheets written in our name. Right, yes.
Well, I mean, to answer that question, Fiona lost one ally, and so another was provided. So it's not too bad.
I lost an ally? What?
Rick?
Oh, sorry, yes. Of course.
I mean, okay, technically you haven't lost him because he's right there.
I was going to say, like, he's clearly an ornament now. Wasn't that his intended purpose? I'm sure that's why he came to the Spire.
Yep, he is totally stuffed and mounted. I was thinking perhaps some sort of public debate between you and the temple.
Yes, let's do that. That'd be amazing.
And can we also have blades popping out as a result of the debate?
A what?
That is what I'm for.
No, this is not a duel. This is a debate. There's a very big difference here, okay?
Well, so you can certainly try to do that, but there's zero guarantee that Strizard Harmonious would accept. Because, well, you are an underclass. Debating with you on the merits of you killing the elf here is not quite what they do.
You're getting no platform.
Potentially, yes.
Well, then my op-ed that I've just put out amongst the city better be bloody good then.
I think we will roll to find out how good it is the first time it actually comes up.
Okay, well, we've written the op-ed and I'm sending it out with a whole bunch of people that are roaring around the place.
So do you offer it to newspapers or do you just plaster it on the walls?
Well, both. If the newspapers want to spit in my face about it, I've definitely got the black up plan of just like, you know, Luther King sort of style, nailing it to their fucking doors.
95
I'm
theses.
down with this.
You know,
totally worked for him until they killed him. It worked right up to the point of death.
Yep. And Luther did not at all get excommunicated. Nope.
No, not even a little bit.
No.
Didn't get excommunicated, didn't get, you know, tortured and killed. None of that.
No.
It was fine.
Okay, well, if you will just poke your head out a window. You will see that there's already a small crowd of people that are taking up the best spots to observe the initial fire, the eventual fire that will consume the manticore. So yeah, we all expect great things from you.
Excellent.
So
I'm
I
into
should
this.
probably go out and distract the crowd.
There's not really a crowd yet, but you have a sense that there will be as soon as anything starts actually happening.
Right. I shall go sharpen bed. I shall certainly need.
Okay.
From a practical matter, Beryl is likely helping you with the op-ed. Basically, if you need blether, we'll supply it.
I'm glad you said if. You can help with the dice roll.
Exactly.
So what have I got for this then?
Well, as I said, we'll roll the dice when we first need to find out the effects of the thing.
Oh, okay.
So,
beautiful.
yeah, you wrote it. You think it's, given the circumstance, it's the best you could do.
You have very carefully removed all of Sir Barrel's contributions.
Oh, no, I'm sure there's some stuff in there.
No, they've been carefully edited.
And also, you sign it with your name, right?
Oh, absolutely. No, I'm backing this. And you know, because like at this point I basically have a pact with the guards anyway. If I can't pull this off, they're probably going to come at me. So like I've got a lot riding on this, and I need to prove to them that I'm actually serious about this too.
Okay.
So, you know.
Well then, it is not entirely clear when the paladins or whoever will come knocking down your door. But you probably don't have a whole lot of time. What would you like to do next? Unless, of course, you think that an op-ed was enough and it'll all just blow over now.
Well, the op-ed also includes my challenge to an actual public debate. So
Okay. So you're calling
otherwise,
out...
there's no point
Are
to
you
it.
specifically calling out Strides Out Harmonious then?
Whoever the most aggressive, most public, most one that's going to go for me first, the king notchpin, basically, whoever's going to be the best to sort of take down with this.
So do remember that we did find some dirt on Strides Out Harmonious.
Yes.
A minuscule amount.
Yeah,
yes.
but...
Well, I think, speaking for a moment, not quite, well, as a GM, I guess, you really want to get some sort of support from some other power player. Because right now you are a notable blip on the radar, nothing more.
Indeed. So who can we actually go to for this, honestly? Like the guards will probably be there
visited?
nodding in the corner.
Hestia has visited.
Yes, Hestra, Wander the Lost, has... You're not certain if she remembers your place.
Oh, she remembers my place. I'm pretty sure she remembers our place. We gave her an amazing night, and also she wouldn't forget a place.
Specifically, she's also a fan of controversy.
That's true.
So, like, if you look at Hestia Gets Fresh, the news article, perhaps you can offer her a ringside seat at controversy. Like,
support the debate, and I'll make sure that. But she'll always be able to sit at the front anyway, so it's a bit of an empty thing.
Let us ask her to be the moderator of the debate.
Yes, come be the moderator for the debate. Absolutely, done. Boom. Because we can't give her anything else. Honestly, that's pretty much.
It will pay you an attention.
Yeah. Okay, we do that.
Oh dear God. Okay.
What singular point would it not be to have like literally Lady Gaga be our moderator in an attention debate like this? Hopefully she wears her meat dress. I'll be happy.
Yes. Sure, let's go with Lady Gaga. How would you reach out to her, though?
Oh, we've got those contacts. We know her manager at this point. That's how we got her there in the first place. We dropped those lines. We have that line of communication. She only came to our joint because we reached out to her. So I reignite whatever the hell got us there in the first place.
Am I entirely misremembering it? I thought she just showed up because you...
No. We went and talked to her manager. Like we went in and we told them what was going on. And we didn't know, she was actually going to come, but she came.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I guess I just...
And after that, we tried to solidify relationships with the manager. I don't know how successful we were, but that was mostly Rickeus's kind of view is my only problem.
Okay.
But she knows what the Manticore is, and she knows who I am.
Would you like to then go
and she totally
talk
drank
to
my
this
drink.
manager?
Yes, definitely. And I bring a small flask of the drink that I made her the night that she came, because she'll totally remember that.
At the meantime, I will go reach out to House. I always get this wrong.
Eason or Quinn? Because they're the two houses that have been featured.
The ones who won heavily.
Okay. Yep. So yes, not the House of Wexford Queen. Who?
No, not the House of Wexford Queen. But it's like, do you want to see your favorite gambling parlor closed down? I thought not.
Okay,
you should be on
let's
hand.
do both of those meetings then, because it's interesting to see how they will turn out. We'll start with Fiona, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you are the by far less famous part of the equation, so you're not going to be, stopped on the street or anything like that.
Oh, fuck.
Because you were a person in the bar serving drinks, and
I'm the low-key bartender hero of the city.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also a hero.
Yes, that is a word that
big damn heroes
applies to someone. Okay, well, but Hestra's manager will indeed know who Fiona is, and after last night's events would be quite willing to talk. Where do you find them?
Can I roll for that? I guess we'll find the manager wherever the manager does business stuff. Because we're coming up to
look at the article, Mr. Silverquarter looking for love. The two were spotted at the bar at the Eclipse, where one of the losses made her home. So head to the Eclipse.
All right, we'll do that.
Cool.
I remember.
That is useful. Okay, well, so you have found the manager. The manager is... did we ever give them a name? I don't think so. Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? I don't think they will play a significant part.
No, they're just the manager.
Yep. Well, he looks you up and down. You're meeting him in the lobby of the Eclipse. And he is sitting there, tapping his foot impatiently.
All right, and I tell him, we have an offer for your ladyship. You may remember my dear colleague, Chaos, and I give him a little bit of unpacking about that. Says, you did come, you had an amazing night, and specifically at the Manticore, we are very proud of our personalized drinks, and I am sure that she will remember the drink we made in her honor, and I pass him over the flask. Says, we have a new intriguing offer that we think that, she would be the only one that can actually fulfill this.
Well, so before I even hear out your offer, which I'm sure is wonderful, I have to warn you that right now Lady Hestra is considering the previous intriguing offer and has locked herself away with the bearers of said offer in the rooms for the last, looks at the clock on the wall, 16 hours. I think they should be running out of refreshments by now.
A shout echoes, "More oysters!"
Mhm. So first, you will need to convince me that this is a good idea, and then you will probably need to go and convince her that it is a better idea than whatever it is she's doing right now.
Okay. Well, she still has some time to finish up her current offer before our offer starts. So that's completely fine. I don't particularly sense a clash in timetable here, especially if things go well. But what I would like to ask you is whether or not the dearest lady would like to be involved in the event of the year within the Silver Quarter. One that I can guarantee will get more media attention, more focus from the community than anything else that is likely to happen. And on top of that, it will be utterly unforgettable.
Well, okay. So the manager is himself an elf here, and he has this white mask with you felicit a like live twine encircling it, just greenery. And he looks at you and kind of smirks a bit. Would this event be your public execution?
No, but that would actually probably be less of an event than what we're suggesting. You may have casually heard the temples rising up in outcry last night from the events in the Manticore, because they have it somehow in their head that the ancient and sacred art of the duel is to be shunned, is to be taken down, and is to be defiled in a way as to so much as to call it a crime. And I suggest to you, sir, that this is no such thing, and it is time that the Silver Quarter fully recognise tradition, and that the temples of all people should understand the place of such public jewels. The idea that they would actually smash them down in the sense that they are is just utterly appalling.
Okay, you're right now bullshitting the bullshitter. It's fine. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
I get the gist.
You get the gist?
Well,
today,
do roll the...
sometime. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's what we're doing. So what is that? Can we have it because it's writing? Can we do academia compel and my demagogy?
Well, it's not writing; you're talking to him. So it would be compel and high society.
Academia completely involves debates.
You're not debating with the manager, though, are you?
Oh, I don't know. A lot of academia is about persuasion.
About persuading other academic people, yes. No, it's very much a who or where you're dealing with.
Fine. 3 Ds then. Fine. I don't.
But yes, you do get your demagoguery.
All right. So 3 Ds then. Oh, come on.
Hey, you didn't fail.
You didn't fail. You succeeded at a cost.
That's all right.
Cost.
Have I been able to tell him what my offer is yet?
Yes. So what is it that you actually want Lady Hestra to do?
I would love Lady Hestra to come and be arbiter in the debate of the century, where we challenge the temples to come and publicly state their position and explain to the people of the Silver Quarter why the sacred art of dueling is something that we should be shunning.
Okay, then. Sorry, I was rolling some dice because you got some stress from succeeding the cost and then got a moderate fallout.
Moderate fallout? Oh, God. I'm going to be dead from fallout soon.
That makes two of us.
Really
That makes two of us, Kat.
Where are my dice? This is why I needed a roll D4. I just need to be better convincing.
Oof.
May I suggest looking for something that will give you the domain high society?
I
What
think we're
with
going
one
to need
thing
it.
and another?
Yeah, it's a
Yes.
good idea.
Given where you are, that might not be such a bad idea. Yes.
We could always just release the AI on the entire quarter and just like go for it.
Okay, so I'll put that in our good ideas pile.
Absolutely. If everything goes to shit, just release the AI. If people come to our door, just release the fucking AI. It'll be great.
Definitely going into our good ideas pile.
See, I'm looking at things like Fallout and going, well, you currently have something much more severe than this.
Oh my God.
Okay, but I guess that's how we will play it, is that while you were there talking and while your opert was spreading, someone somewhere has applied just enough pressure for the guards to officially brand you a criminal.
Oops.
Really? Oh God. Really?
Yep, it's not entirely clear whether or not Captain Lacoste will, do this. Will, march up to your door. Because she does seem to kind of like you. But,
The problem is we're about to have a public debate. So
yes, that will be fun too. There are now posters with your face being put up that you will see once you leave.
well, that's good for the debate, right? I'll be more known.
Yes.
And we just upped the.
This is good for the Bitcoin.
This is this is actually really good for trying to get.
No news is bad news. Damn it! People are putting your name and face up for free. This is to your benefit.
Exactly right. The Manticore is going to be hot tonight.
Meanwhile, the manager will be intrigued by your suggestion, I guess, and nod and say that, well, if you can persuade Lady Hestra to come down to your establishment, I'm sure she would be happy to take part in the proceedings.
Oh.
Excellent. Well, that's fantastic. Let's do that. So I guess when should the debate be on then? When's the best time for leadership? Should we do it tonight?
Yes, because your name's going up, so...
All right, tonight. How about we start?
Yeah.
Well, the manager says, I can tell you the room number.
All right.
But I think the rest will be up to you.
Okay.
Last time I tried to go there and remind her of her other obligations, I had a shoe thrown at me.
You know what? After the last couple of days, having a shoe thrown at me is kind of like the least of my issues. So, like, I'm down with this. Let's go and disturb her.
Okay. Well, meanwhile, what is Sir Beryl doing?
Taking notes. Just a second. I've actually found a really good advance for you, which we can talk about later.
Okay.
But it's called Force of Personality, which I think you have. All right. So Sir Beryl is getting a sympathetic audience. He's played games of this sort before and knows just how important the audience is. And so is going to be visiting people that he knows about from Rick's notes, because not Rick, and from drinking last night at the casino. starting with House Yasen.
Okay. Yep.
Basically saying, going about saying, we're looking for a sympathetic audience. You've had luck at the house, and now the house is asking for your attendance. But in his inimitable style. It usually involves lots of boasts and drinking.
I mean,
But yes,
I don't think
he's touring the quarter,
that.
trying to get a audience in his favor.
Okay. Well, let's roll and see how well that goes for him.
Compel high society?
Probably not high society.
Low?
On the other hand, your turn in the quarter. Yeah, no, fine. High society it is. So
Never didn't have it.
well, 1 second.
I can see the 10. Does that count for it?
You all will have a most fine time tonight. Join me and join us at the debate of the century. Support this new dueling.
Honestly, Sir Beryl is a bit of a local celebrity, or I should say Spire-wide celebrity, and it will take just a bit more to push him to be an outright folk hero at this point.
We're all going Firebrand. Yay!
Yep. So, will there be blood?
If we're lucky.
And for drinks.
If you're lucky.
Okay. Easy enough. And you have a feeling that a significant amount of House Yisen drow will show up, and probably other houses too, because it's a thing.
But now we have a sympathetic audience. Because Fiona's going to be the one on the stage.
Yes.
I mean, I was kind of expecting
honestly,
Fiona to shove Beryl on the stage. But if you want to take it, that's even better for me.
Oh, no. I'm happy to take this.
Great.
After all, I'm the criminal now, so, like...
Yeah, somehow you managed to be proscribed. I killed the guy.
No, you didn't. Neither of us did. It was a game it was a genuine game of skill. It was actually a full-on tactics game. And he lost.
So what Fiona would be accused of is probably not quite murder, but, facilitating or...
Assisted suicide.
Yeah.
Well, this is just it, We certainly did not kill anybody, right? He was in a game of wits, a full game of strategy, and he lost.
And that mattered a great deal to whoever pressured the guard to issue a warrant for your arrest.
Yeah, they're called pussies and they shouldn't be around. So we need to find out who they are and eliminate them.
Meanwhile, Sir Beryl comes back to the Manticore to find an elf here just leaning against the wall there who he hasn't actually met before.
Oh, goody.
Ooh, here we go.
Yeah, but we, the players, have met this person because he has the red and black mask with several tiny mouths with teeth, like needle-sharp teeth pointing into the where his eyes should be at, like on sides of his face and on the side of the mouth.
I should remember who this is.
Frozen Sparrow Shatters. He's the fixer for Monsieur Saul.
Yep.
So everyone is interested in our debate. Like literally everybody. This is good. This is shaking people out.
And Beryl doesn't know about the Red Row connection to the fixer.
Correct.
Cool.
Probably not,
No.
unless it was mentioned. Well, So, Frozen Sparrow Shadows will
Greetings.
watch you approach, and you can't read his face at all
Yeah.
because you barely see it.
Salutations on this fine day.
Would you be a person in charge here?
I would.
Or are you just a puppet on the stage?
A little bit of both,
Oh.
really.
Oh wow, you'll admit it. That's pretty impressive.
Well,
Aren't we all players of some sort?
some are players and some are chips.
Wow, that's
Care to
pretty
come
awesome.
inside?
I'm here to deliver an invitation from my master. It will not
Fantastic.
take
Come
long.
inside and we'll talk. I don't think this is the sort of thing that should be bandied about in the street.
Yep, he'll follow you in.
So, when we're in the anteroom. Yes?
Your master intends to have a debate on the merits of Drow murdering Alfia.
I do not believe that she would put it that way, but I do believe that she does intend to have a debate. Without conceding any points, go on.
Thanks for backing me up. Yes.
There is
We are
even
allies.
tell that Lady Hestravanda the Lost will be a moderator.
You're telling me.
I am. Keep
Fascinating.
up.
Cool. She's agreed. Yes.
Well, you should have slightly considered how he knows this by now, but Monsieur So fears that your establishment is inadequate for such a popular event.
Do go on.
And would therefore invite you, well, your master, to perform this debate in the amphitheater of the house.
Is that your full offer? Or are you perhaps wanting to sweeten it some?
What is it that you desire?
You're the one bidding for the performance. What is it that you can afford?
How about you get me off these wanted posters? That could be cool.
Oh, I'm certain that the guard would not arrest anyone who is due to perform at the house. And should this debate go well, I am sure all charges will be dropped. Of course, the amphitheater has a dedicated spot for executions.
Of course it does. Does it also have a spot for duels? Or will it serve both purposes?
It has... Yes, it will serve many purposes. There is little doubt that it will be a night to remember.
I will communicate your offer to Fiona.
Make sure to bring your answer back to me at the house, in the nearest convenience.
Of course. Would you care for a drink? Or perhaps a friendly wager?
I do not play the games of chance.
Isn't that what you're doing now? Regardless,
If
I
you
will...
and me are to risk death, it would be no chance at all.
I see. Well, I wish you good day. I will communicate your request.
Frozen Spire Shadow's leaves.
Because, yeah, this is just getting dumped in Fiona lap. Pass the buck. Mainly because I can see arguments both ways. So.
Yes. Well, meanwhile, Fiona is in front of the door in the penthouse of the Eclipse.
I knock on the door.
You're fun.
Yeah, there's no response.
I shout through the door, "Lady! Oh, great lady!" There we go. I have come with the greatest offer of the year.
I don't know if that will get you in either. No, I don't think so. You think you can hear giggling through the door, but...
I bring you a drink specially designed in your name, in your image, just for you.
Okay, that will get.
Yes.
Someone on the inside
I keep telling you that this is going to work.
Okay, well, the door opens, and standing in the door is a... I suppose technically that could be called dressed knight. Very technically that could be called dressed. Feathers are involved.
Nice.
Only feathers and glue are involved?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
I bow deeply and I comment on her stunningness.
Oh, no, this isn't Lady Hestra. This is...
No. I don't give a fuck who else is in the room. I'm talking about Lady Hestra.
Okay. So you just walk past this...
whoever the hell he is. Like,
mostly
whatever.
naked person, yes. Okay.
Like, who cares? Not the interesting person in the room. And if I acknowledged him, she'd probably be very sad. So...
Okay, well, so this is a trashed hotel room, basically.
Yeah.
That's fine.
There are... the bed is on its side. There are pillows just thrown all over the floor. There's empty bottles and suspicious powders all over the place.
Sounds perfect.
You... like sprawled here and there are about 5 other mostly naked or just outright naked people.
Excellent.
Lady Hestra herself is lounging in a chair, reading a book, from the looks of it.
I bow deeply.
You mentioned a drink.
I did mention a drink. I present to her a perfectly flawless drink, entirely suited to her and her needs.
Yeah, she will taste it and...
Does she remember it, though? Does she remember it?
Yes, I remember you.
Yes!
Mission successful.
It feels
Sure,
so good.
why not? Yep.
Lady Hestra, it has been a while since you graced us at the Manticore, but I wanted to let you know that we had not forgotten you. And in fact, we had an offer that we thought that you may want to take up. An offer that is suited only to one as stunning and as eloquent as yourself.
Well, I should hope you have not forgotten me.
How could we? How could we?
And what is this offer?
Well, you may have heard out on the street that there has been some dispute coming from the quarter of the churches. Apparently, they've decided to spit in the face of the tradition that we call the duel. And as you would know, this is a very important thing. Well, 2 people have died at the Manticore in public duels of late, because we feel at the Manticore that these duels should be public and that people should dispute things where they are.
My dear,
temple.
I don't much care for traditions or churches.
I know. But you do care for controversy. And tonight, we will be hosting a debate between the temple and your good servant, discussing whether or not we should bring back the tradition of public duels. It will be the highlight of the year, and it has caused much controversy throughout the whole of the Silver Quarter. There will be many, many people there, and we thought maybe only someone as witty, as intelligent, and as beautiful as yourself could possibly be a fair arbiter of the debate.
Well, I cannot say I had much love for Locke. He was a bore, so I suppose I should thank you for that.
I feel a bit sad silently inside as my possible future lover's name is just is dragged to the mud.
But I don't think he's still a possible future lover. I don't think that
No, he's not.
quite works.
Who was a possible future lover.
Yeah.
Who is now.
Well,
The AI. The AI could always revive him, I'm sure.
yeah, let's not
No,
just
no,
yet.
do not give the GM ideas. Please,
Can
Cat.
we use the AI for necromancy?
Please, Cat,
Amazing.
for the love of God.
Let's start with what we're doing right now. Let's have you roll the dice to see how well you impress Lady Hester.
All right, same roll as before.
Well, so compel, high society. I don't actually think demagoguery would apply here because you're not playing to the crowd at all.
But I totally am. She is the epitome of the crowd. Like, she is the essence of the crowd in every single thing.
She's
Really?
not plural.
Come on.
And you're not trying to rile up her emotions either.
What? She
Well.
is nothing but an emotional creature. If her emotions aren't riled, then she doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't go anywhere. She doesn't do anything unless she feels like it's an emotional thing.
Nonetheless.
Nonetheless, oh my god. Did I get any helpful dice rolls from Brian? No, because he's not here. I'm gonna
not here at
fail
all.
this roll. I've only got 2 dice. Oh my god.
Always look
Okay.
on the bright side of life. Do 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 do.
Oh my god. No, save me, dice. You can do it. Fuck.
Well,
No, you didn't fail.
Success. It is success at a cost.
Yeah, I've had too many successes at a cost. I don't think I can cope with many more.
You have received Ricate's curse.
I have received Ricate's curse. Damn it, why did he have to die in that duel? Seriously. What happened?
I'm thinking reputation. Seen at the hotel room. Oh.
Yeah, you know what? Sure.
I'm thinking reputation because an arm reaches out and yanks Fiona inside.
Well, you will certainly need to.
I just want to say that my chat actually approve of your heartlessness. Which makes me quite sad, because I thought that they were at least trying to root for me, but apparently no.
Okay, so a few hours later,
Yes.
Yes.
as you end up setting up your portable drinks station and entertaining all of Lady Hester's guests.
I'm actually okay with that. Just
Yeah,
quietly.
yeah, I don't think that's actually a bad outcome for you, really.
Excellent.
You have her assent. Yeah, she will come and moderate.
Woohoo!
Moderate.
She will say that you do realize, of course, that you're putting your fate in my hands.
Absolutely. And whose hands are better to have my faith than yours? And I bow again.
Okay. Cool. So you have a moderator, and you have put out a word that a debate is to happen. We're not entirely certain if Strides Out Harmonious will actually show up. That's what we will find out soon enough. But before that, I suppose you have time to get back together with Sir Barrel and decide where to actually have the debate.
There's been a most interesting offer.
So do I make it back to the Manticore without getting arrested? Like, I just want to get that out of the way. I obviously noticed my wanted poster freaking everywhere.
Yeah. So what do you... actually, very good point. Thank you. You walk out and you see a wanted poster. They didn't quite get your notes right, but...
They got your drinks machine right.
Yes, always travels with a bulky backpack.
All right. But I make it back to the Manticore. That's all right.
Well, do you just walk down the street, or...
No. I try. Like, I'm not exactly the sneakiest person in the world. As in, like, I'm not particularly sneaky, but I do try to at least kind of keep out of
I
the
will
main
point
areas.
out that you do have the ability to just launch into the Vermisian from wherever you are once per session.
Oh, do I want to do that now, or do I want to do that later before everything takes hold? I think I want to use that to get to wherever the debate's going to be, because I have a feeling things are going to be a bit more heightened this afternoon.
Everything's turning up the heat.
Pretty much. So I think I sneak around.
Okay,
let's value of sneak.
Sure, sneak plus high society. You have neither of those skills.
I have neither of those skills.
Roll a die.
Why does it have to be high society?
Because you're in the silver quarter.
Yeah, that's high society.
Don't worry, your next character will think.
I fail miserably. I don't sneak. I'm a pretty bad sneaker.
So every so often you're sneaking around and you walk over to one of your posters and you correct the nose and then you go back to sneaking.
So I'm a bit like Flynn in Tangled, is what you're saying.
Well, so I have... Oof.
You have a lot of bad news for me.
I do. I will now need to look at the book because you are...
Oh, no.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. You did not suffer the severe fallout. Severe fallouts are bad. Avoid those.
Hey, there's good news of all of this. You're clearing stress.
Oh, yes. It's a very, very simple moderate fallout. You are arrested.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I thought we had a deal.
With whom? No. Because Sir Barrel did not, in fact, make a deal with Frozen Sparrow Shadows, you are not at all immune to guards just spotting you on the street as you're trying to... you probably have glasses and a false mustache. That's the best your sneak affords. And, yeah...
I feel like this is very unfair because I feel like I had a deal with the guards and the guards weren't pissed at me. And if the head of the guards isn't pissed at me, then the other guards...
Well, we're about to find out how that works out for you.
Oh, my God.
As you are grabbed and marched down the street by a couple of guardsmen. And, yeah, you are in a cell. The other person in a cell is a drow with just broken face.
What?
Who was obviously in pretty serious fight, who is just kind of sitting there moaning softly. Do you do anything? Do you just sit there and wait? The debate is in about 2 hours.
Fuck it. I'm I'm just going to use the fucking void and get out of the cell.
That is certainly an option. I mean, you could also just demand to speak to the captain.
Yeah, as if that's going to fucking work. The guy next to me has a broken face. Obviously, the guards are really good at actually getting people in front of people they can speak to.
It's worth a shot.
All right, fine. I'll try and speak
No, I'm
to
not.
her.
Yeah.
But like, hey, yeah. Come on, let's talk. Like, seriously, what the fuck is this? Except without the word fuck.
Okay, so you'll just shout for a while that you have places to be and you need to speak to the captain immediately.
I just talk about injustice and the fact that, I've been trying to keep things above the law.
I mean, so normally this would not really work from any person just locked in the jail cell. Right?
Yeah, really, exactly.
Yeah,
Really.
but surprisingly enough, she will come down.
Oh my god.
You have a chance. You
You
can roll order
have
now.
high society.
Don't
okay?
worry, you're not going to be rolling against high society here.
Not here. It will be order. Do you have order?
Oh no, I don't
Neither.
have order.
So you're
I do
good
have compel,
news.
though,
You're not
okay?
rolling against high society.
Okay, well, she will tap her fingers on the bars as she passes and then go, "You're probably safer here."
Oh god. My lady, this quarter will not be safer until this debate is had and won. And I think you know that as well as I do.
Yeah, I'm more concerned with you being murdered in the street by the paladins at this point. I, in general, would like to avoid anyone being murdered in the middle of the street.
If I could tell you that I had a way of maybe you can escort me back to the Manticore in some kind of way that you obviously know the city a little better than I am. I'm not very good at getting places quietly, but if you can get me back to the Manticore, I can promise I will not be murdered before the end of today.
There is not a very reassuring promise with that last bit added to it.
I can promise that I will not be murdered.
Executed, challenged to a duel, but not murdered.
No, she is wise to your wordplay.
Well, I won't be murdered. It's like, I can guarantee you that I won't be murdered.
Perhaps explain your plans.
So, what we need is we actually need this debate to happen. We need this debate to happen in public, and we need to make sure that everybody is there. Now, we have, oh God, what's her name? Who's going to arbitrate for us?
Lady Hestra.
We have Lady Hestra herself, who has agreed to come and be the arbiter at this debate. We have got people whipping up a proper crowd from across all of society to come tonight for this debate. We've got so many people.
You are whipping up a crowd.
We are specifically to deal with this issue, because if the temples want to try and kill me before this debate is to be had, then all that will happen is things will go back to the way that they were before. And if there's one thing that we both want, it's for this to be rid of within the Silver Quarter. We are sick of murdering in back alleys. And if we can actually use a crunch point like this to change the quarter for the better, then we need to take it. It was not me that brought on this debate. The temples went for me after I did everything I could to keep this on the up and up. And you know this because we kept you in touch with everything that was happening. But now the temples want to have their say on this, and I want them to have their say, but I want someone to be there to answer them.
Okay, would you like to make a compel plus order roll to see how well she
With
takes?
demagogy. Do I get to use demagogy?
Again,
that was pretty emotional. That was a pretty emotional speech.
Are you wanting the other prisoner to stand up and cheer for you at this point?
A little bit. The temple also wants them dead, so they're kind of already on my side.
Well, do you make a roll? That was a useful third dice.
Nailed it.
Yep.
So we can't really expect any letters from Birmingham jail from you?
Well, so halfway through your speech, the person in the cell starts going, "Yeah, debate," which just
It's persuasive.
causes Captain Lacosta to roll her eyes and. When and where is this debate?
That's a good question. We're pretty sure we have a location nailed down, but if you get me back to the Manticore, I can get you that information ASAP.
You will be marched down the street with a contingent of guardsmen. You are to remain in my custody throughout.
As long as I'm allowed to be on stage and I'm allowed to have my full say without your guard right next to me, because I feel like that might put off the audience, then that's okay.
You are to surrender yourself to my guardsmen after this debate.
For my protection?
And for my protection too, because if it will be found out that I had you in this here jail cell, and I just let you go and you disappeared into, oh, I don't know, Vermisian, it will be my head too.
Fair enough. And as you know, I want us both to succeed and thrive in this quarter. So let us do this. Absolutely. I will stay with you. I promise to give myself to you.
Okay. She gives an order to a sergeant to escort you to wherever it is you need to go and never to leave your side. Congratulations, you now have 2 guardsmen just following you.
That's fine. They have a pole at the Manticore. They've got an entire thing going. That's totally fine.
Rick's pole.
Absolutely. Rick's pole will stay with us forever. Rick's pole is forever and forevermore. I have 2 guards. They've got a place to stay. They love the Manticore, man. Like, the Manticore's like, their place, really.
So Beryl will communicate Spiro's offer.
And we totally take it. That sounds amazing. And we spread the news out far and wide. In fact, the guards are helping at this point because, they're there.
Then Beryl will indeed go deliver that message and be his very loud, "Come one, come all, to the debate tonight at the house."
The debate of the century. I'm totally going to nail the roll of because it's not going to be high society, is it? It's probably going to be high society.
Don't worry. I'm going to be helping you. I'm going to be totally helping you with notes.
Okay, well, so you send word to Frozen Spire Shadows that you are taking out them. Yep.
And then words come out of my mouth.
Yep. And then Fiona marches back down the street with guards flanking her, and we just crowd that starts to gather in her wake. On your way to the amphitheater in the house. This here nice place.
Yep.
Right next to the guard station too.
Isn't that convenient?
Okay. Well, so as you arrive in the amphitheater, let us actually have that roll from the very beginning of the game to see how well your op-ed went with Strides Out Harmonious.
Oh my god.
And I'm helping. Well, I helped with the op-ed.
You totally helped the op-ed.
So let's count the dice, shall we? It was Compel and High Society and your Demagoguery. So that's 3 dice so far.
And plus 1 from me.
And plus 1 from Brian. Before you... Well, okay, fine, you rolled. I was going to say that there would probably be difficulty because you are trying to influence a hostile elf here.
Okay, so what am I rolling then?
But it's fine. You rolled, it will be a mess to just redo it. So you have a success at a cost. Boy, do you love those.
And we're both inflicting this one. Yay.
Yeah, both suffering this one. And it will be a big one, too. I will use it because you are calling out a priest of Father Summer. There is no way this will not go poorly for you.
Yeah.
It will be a stress to your shadow.
Oh, okay.
Now, you got very lucky on my rolls for once.
Yay.
So I will just roll to see if you get fallout, but no, you don't. Good
Something
for you.
that I can drink off. What?
Okay, well, since that was a success, we will honor that. The tension rises as the amphitheater, houses about 500 people probably, and there's more just hanging off the sides of it.
I'll probably spend my time setting up the stage and talking with Sparrow.
I'm definitely sitting in a corner trying to make sure that I've got all my lines down.
Every so often, Beryl will come over to help with the lines. Oh, you should totally say that. That's what goes well in this high society place.
So there is indeed how Houston represented, they have a block of the amphitheater. And you note that the tickets were quite expensive for this place, and the drinks are overpriced as all hell. And yes, you would have made a ton of money for the Manticore too, had you.
We would also have had a 10 of the people.
Yeah, they just wouldn't have fit in. Also, there's a very real risk of this thing just going to shit very quickly, so it's best to have it not in your location. Anyway, other prominent people would indeed involve Captain Lacostra, who is backstage with basically half the guards from Silver Quarter, and Lady Hestra, Wander the Lost, will arrive fashionably late, but not too late.
And looking amazing.
Oh, yes. You know what, Kat? What does her mask look like?
Oh, no.
Yes. Well, it's definitely a provocateur mask. Absolutely. But tonight
yes.
she has actually decided to go with, again, very small, certainly not covering the places it needs to be covered. But tonight she's gone with the tinges of blue and red across the side, and she's completely forgone any nature sort of embellishments on her mask.
Perhaps
it's basically just a frame of her face.
a gauzy blindfold reminiscent of Lady Justice, but that she can totally see through.
Absolutely. They call it a mask, but really it's just some fabric that looks like a mask.
So she, Fiona is already on the stage. She's on one side of it at her table. And then Lady Hestra walks on and raises her hands, and there's cheers and applause and flowers thrown.
Of course.
Yep. And then she will sit in the middle. And then, as time goes on, the hum of just people talking to one another, wondering what's even going to happen, just keeps rising. Because Strizard Harmonious is not here yet. And you're wondering if he will show up at all, if they, been had. And then he does appear.
Nice.
Walking, now you made that roll, so I will honor it. Walking down the aisle, flanked by 4 paladins in ceremonial armor. Yeah, those guys are scary.
Meh.
Beryl has his armor shined up and is in the pit of execution, Just, because that's where I'll end up.
Yep. So where is Beryl? Is he just also in the on the backstage?
No, he's standing armor shiny in the pit of execution.
Right.
So that when a rhetorical flourish calls for a duel, there can be one.
Okay, you're prepared.
I am prepared.
Very good.
When a rhetorical flourish calls for a duel.
That's 100% true.
The things that come out of my mouth.
Well, Lady Deacon strides out harmonious, will stop, in fact, in front of the stage and observe it with just naked contempt.
Put some clothes on.
Is this the Thane that wishes to debate me?
Who responds to her at this point? Is that me or Lady Hester?
He's looking right at you.
Oh, really? I'm sort of wanting Lady Hester to sort of go into bat for me, honestly.
She is... No, not at the moment. If you can't deal with this...
It's
on
like,
you.
well, shall we begin? And you can just hear the crowd going nuts for this.
He will walk on the stage and he's not... There are quite a few elf here in attendance, but they're not really used to this whole rowdy yelling and cheering thing.
And remember, the crowd's on our side.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's about 2/3 drow to elf here.
And for some odd reason, the crowd's about 2/3 on our side.
Yeah, I wonder how that happened.
Yeah, coincidence.
Yep, total coincidence.
Okay, well, so he will take the stage and immediately open with questioning whether or not this debate should be had at all, because does one debate the merits of blood-sucking with a tick?
All right. And in its place, I just simply turn to the crowds and I say, do you remember the days when in the Silver Quarter, honest people could have an honest debate with people about matters of importance? Do you remember the days where honest quarrels could be solved through an honest duel in front of an honest audience for all to see? For surely, if one begrudges another, they should at least be given the honesty, at least be given the privilege of solving this in front of people instead of in the back alleys of our dear.
But we, of course, know
and the crowd
that
goes
drow are an dishonest people.
So why would you take away something that ensures honesty, ensures transparency?
Blood sport for honesty.
This is not in your interests. To bring tradition back to the fore, to bring transparency back to our debates. Why? How could you possibly?
There is no tradition of debates or duels between different social classes.
But there are traditions around duels. And duels are what
can
we
murder each other in whatever manner you see fit.
And you're saying that people of your class may not.
Okay, wait, this goes on back and forth a bit.
No, I want to keep this up.
Yeah, but let's have some rolls as it goes on to see how the crowd.
Come on, let's not have rolls. This is. All right. So what have we
Okay,
got?
because both of you are very clearly doing this for the crowd.
Yeah.
You know,
Alright, so
obviously
is it
not-
compel?
it's a public debate. You're not going to change each other's
I said. All right. So compel high society,
demagoguery and
demagoguery. So
High
I can
society.
take Brian's high society then. So I can keep rolling full die.
So does Brian? So Beryl.
Brian has
Beryl
high
has
society.
helped with the lines, yes.
Yes.
You're not sure because it will reflect on both of you.
Yes.
Fine.
Well,
Yes.
no, and that's also why I positioned Beryl in the pit of execution, because he's on trial.
He's there.
Yeah.
Yep. However, I will say the difficulty is 1 because Strazat Harmonious is a skilled demagogue themselves. It would have been 2, but you've backed the audience.
3d10.
Okay.
Yep.
So 3, not
Yeah.
4.
Because difficulty 1 because
Yes.
okay. Well,
I helped.
You totally helped. Look at that. You helped so much.
so the first round probably goes to you, right? As far as these things can be established. So you defended the right for, in theory, to be duels.
Excellent.
Let's move on.
Well, round 1. Given that this debate should be had,
Yes.
because that really
Yes,
is
and
round
you
1.
defended your right to even be in this debate. Let's move on to the second argument.
Oh my god.
You're
Yeah.
given.
That's the only argument that I want to go with. Like, should duels start happening? Yes, done.
Well, the second
So
argument
the second
will be,
argument is probably given that there are arenas and that there are duels, that this is legitimization of those.
Yeah.
I've done rhetoric.
Yep. Because forced to concede his position a bit, in that yes, duels are part of tradition, society. Alfea have had them for ages, and this is just an extension of that. The next would be that you are. Even if there were to be duels in Silver Quarter, they would not be held by the likes of you. You simply lack the refinement to understand.
Oh, I totally had
You
an ad,
sully
like,
everything you touch.
So you can actually use Sir Beryl as precedent because he was an Elfir duelist.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
go on. Sorry.
Exactly that. Of course, we freaking know this stuff. We wouldn't have put ourselves in. We didn't have a look at my credentials. My credentials are that we have held 2 very high-powered duels already in my own establishment. We have on our staff somebody that was an Elfera duelist. This is something that I have studied long and hard previously in order to be able to fully understand, and I would pit my knowledge against yours.
The Drow, the duel on behalf of Elfia, are but weapons serving their masters. Do not presume they know what purpose they serve. Theirs is to draw blood and to bleed.
And ours is to ensure that these duels happen and that they happen in public and they happen
And ours is to
with
reason why.
transparency. We are not here to talk about why you're holding duels. We are simply here to ensure that they are done with full public consent and full public knowledge and with transparency.
Transparency. You keep using that word.
Yeah, I do.
It may be valued in your primitive society to run around with naked flesh transparently displayed, but we prefer to mask such ugly things.
You prefer to mask the people you kill and how you kill them, and yet you decide that you do not fall under your own traditions and laws.
Okay. So second round, let's have another roll.
Oh my god, is it still D3?
Yeah,
Okay.
3 to 10. Yeah. I mean, odds are in your favor.
Yes.
Okay, so the second point, again, largely goes to you in that, yeah, it is okay for Drow to organize these duels.
Mikhail, do we want to say that we're inflicting stress?
I think I'll just go with a few rounds of these, and to see how much stress you accumulate as a result and how it goes in the end. So far, you are actually running circles around Strazad Harmonious. Because
Yes, I am.
Mainly because every time he talks
You
about
brought a
propriety...
philosopher to a philosophy debate.
Mainly because every time he starts talking about propriety, you just look at Hestia.
Well, they are very used, it turns out, to just preaching to people who already believe in it. And so this adversarial thing is very strange to them. And
well, maybe they should lose a dice then.
Very unused to the crowds cheering their opponent. Like, that just doesn't happen.
Maybe I get my dice back then because I'm
No. Well, no, you already have reduced the difficulty by having the crowd on your side. It would have been two otherwise.
I know.
Okay, so let's move on to the third and probably final point of this debate.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, which is...
Given that the Manticore wants to establish the tradition, the Manticore should establish the tradition, and it should spread across the quarter.
Well, no, the Manticore should be seen as the prime place of such.
Yes.
Even should these duels be had... No. Should these duels even be held in Silver Quarter? And should your people even be allowed anywhere near? This by no means does forgive you for the crime of murdering one of our own before this was accepted.
But it was accepted, just not by you. And it was not murder. It was not murder. Somebody agreeing to be part of a game of strategy of which they should be fully familiar of.
Holes have been found in the board.
Pardon?
Holes have been found in the board of this primitive game of Battleship of yours.
Yes.
It is clear that Sir Barrel have cheated.
He never got a chance to cheat. I set up the entire thing myself. There was no tampering whatsoever.
You have set up this thing, and Sir Barrel is your employee.
I also believe in honesty and transparency, which I do. I'm by this because I took such pains to ensure that it was perfectly fair.
By now, Strazad Harmonious is in.
And the fact that he's scrambling for arguments like this actually shows that he's a bit desperate, and the crowd.
He is a bit desperate, but at the same time, he is red-faced and angry and slamming his fists into the table. And boy, those paladins sure look imposing.
Sure, but I did not cheat, and I can back myself to the quarter here because this has been the whole thing up until now, is I have done this with the most transparency possible to the point where I even had the guards on side. So, I'm actually a little bit upset by the fact that they're, accusing me of cheating.
Yes, so his argument is basically, A, you cheated, B, even if you did not cheat, you still should not have been allowed to do this, and basically you murdered walks on light.
I guess you roll it then, see if I win this.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's not a particularly strong argument that he has. It is a very...
Oh, fuck.
Yep.
Always look on the bright side.
Oh, total total fail.
Well, we will.
I suspect what one of the things that happens is that one of the paladins realizes that I'm standing in the pit of execution and decides on his own time to exact vengeance.
It is entirely possible. I will now roll a die. Oh. Oh.
No, stop saying
Oh. Well,
Oh no, he's gone for the book.
I have gone for the book. One moment. Loading. Please wait.
What do you mean loading?
No, the debate always loads at this point. Why couldn't they have optimized the disc better?
We are so dead. I
We
just
are
want to
so
put this out there.
fucked.
We have won the debate and we've lost the crucial moment. Oh God, look at his face.
Yeah.
That is not a good face.
No, that's not a good face.
Are you ready for a fight? Because I think you're about to have a fight, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Oh no.
No, they just murderize us.
Yeah.
But the guards, I am still under the custody of the guards.
Yep.
This is going to be a guards v Paladin fight.
We're fucked.
We are so fucked.
Okay. So, yep, as Strizat Harmonious slams his fist, you see, Beryl sees the paladins just start advancing on him. What do you do?
Can I escape with somebody into my void?
So the paladins are advancing to the stage or on him?
On him.
So I look at one of the paladins.
So at the moment, Strizat Harmonious has seemingly not quite connected Fiona to just outright being a murderer, but then he just goes to, yep, it's all him.
So Beryl.
You know exactly what Beryl would do in a
Yeah,
circumstance
I know exactly
like
what
this.
Beryl will do for the circumstance. I'm just trying to.
And you're totally rolling. You're totally rolling in your character next turn.
I am so rolling the new character next game. So Beryl will look up at the stage. So you think we're murderers? Bring it on if you think you're hard enough.
You just
Challenge us for duel.
straight up challenged paladins to a fight.
Yeah, you don't think that dueling in public is something that should happen. You know,
Bring it on if you think
So
you.
a
Let
moment
us give you a demonstration as to why this is important.
a moment before the Captain Lacosta was momentarily thinking of sending Gus to stand between you two. But now that you've said that, she will not do anything. And now I will open my notes and find the, very simple paladin stats.
Oh my god!
500.
I was going to say very simple paladin stats. They
All
win
500s.
every fight.
Yeah.
Hit points as many as is needed to kill the other guy.
Okay, you're not quite wrong, because Captain first adores breaking.
I like how he says that. You're not quite wrong.
You're not quite wrong. It's like, thanks. Thanks, we're not wrong that they have stats of 1 million.
But they definitely do have it into their hit points, but technically it's enough to kill everybody.
They only have nigh infinite. The combo doesn't go forever.
That's exactly
So
right.
he pulls out this sword, seemingly just made of sunlight,
Oh, fuck.
and
so done.
as he does so, the hush over the crowd.
You know, we actually need to lead a popular uprising at this point.
So we're both coming back as
obviously-
firebrands then?
Well, yeah, I'm going to survive this because I'm about to slip into my void. But when you die...
Okay. The second paladin stepping in behind him will unsling a long rifle.
Oh,
Yes.
fuck.
Yep. So Captain First at Dawn's Breaking will point his sword at you and kneel, cur, or
Let-
die standing.
Let us duel, then.
He lunges at you.
Yep.
I would like you to make a resist roll.
Oh.
Do I get to help him at all? I guess not.
Do you jump into the brawl?
No.
No? Are you sure?
Resist.
I'm still trying to figure out how the hell I'm going to like. Actually, you know, they haven't gone for me yet.
No,
Resistant high society.
Okay. This counts as a duel, right?
Yes.
Sure.
Right.
Though
Absolutely. You're being attacked with a sword.
In front of a crowd too.
Right. So
Actually,
Okay.
no, it will not be a duel because you're being murdered by multiple people. It's not a duel where you stand against an opponent and you exchange
No.
greetings, and then. But it is a fight in front of a crowd.
Okay, so resist and high society.
Yep.
But not a duel.
Difficulty 2.
So what happens when I have a total roll of 0?
Oh, you roll a die and then you downgrade the result.
Awesome.
So that is a straight up failure. Okay, I need more dice.
Right.
Because his weapon is brutal.
I am applying this as do you know who I am?
Okay, so once per situation, you take stress, you take it to reputation. Cool. Well, you just took 6 stress to your reputation.
Hold on. Do you know what armor does?
Yes.
Not much against his sun sword.
That's what I'm imagining, but I have it, so I should probably...
It is essentially extra stress slots that refresh at the end of the situation. It's really good.
Awesome.
But, so right now you are taking
However.
reputation stress. And we'll immediately roll to see if you suffer, which you do.
Of course I do.
It is more light fallout, minor, so that's good.
You only lost your head. You didn't lose anything crucial like Betty or anything. You just lost your head.
Very simple. You are now bleeding. Until you get proper medical care, each time you make an action, mark 1 stress against blood before you roll the dice. Don't check for fallout. So yeah, his sword bites into you.
Wow.
And there's just an arc of sizzling blood.
Ouch.
So you're afraid to come alone, are you?
Are you trying to appeal to his honor at this point?
No, I'm trying to appeal to his arrogance, so he orders his men not to shoot me more.
Okay, sure. Do make a compel plus high society roll.
That's Yes, you totally nailed it.
Okay.
Mainly because I really want my dueling knack.
That is fair. Sure. Captain will raise his arm to his fellow paladin, who's already had a gun pointed at you. And the gun will remain pointed at you, but it will not actually fire.
This blood, this sand's designed to absorb blood. Let's get it on.
So he is this resplendent figure.
Barrel's big.
Okay. Do you charge? Do you take a defensive stance? What do you do?
Oh no, I know what Barrel's going to do. I just don't want to.
Okay.
Barrel attacks.
Go ahead. Difficulties too, but now you do get your dueling knack. Well, you know, that is even a successful roll.
Wow. No.
4 stress. is just enough to draw blood from the captain.
See, we're tough too.
Okay, at this point, the rest of you will see that Lady Deacon strides out Harmonious. Actually raises his hands and starts intoning a prayer.
Oh my god.
That's all you, Cat.
In fact, how much do you know about Elfir religion? Not much at all.
A cult. Cat has a cult.
Oh, yeah, I've got a cult.
I mean, we're looking for religion as a background.
Cat has a cult.
That is fine. That is fine.
Hey.
Yeah, so...
Oh, can you, like, bind his tongue or something? Because that'll end well.
As you... as Captain does a few flourishes with his sword made of light, which still had sizzling blood on it,
Yeah.
you see the blood suddenly turn black and just turn to dust and fly away.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Well, Streisand Harmonious has applied a spell.
And so now...
While he's intoning
Meryl's
his
dead?
chant... No, that was the blood. Oh, he's enchanted the sword and like
Oh,
the
sorry.
paladins.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, the captain is attacking you. Like you're in a fight. You are.
Yeah, we're in a fight. Cat,
being
out of somewhat morbid curiosity, what advance did you take last go?
Oh, we didn't end up doing it, did we?
So none of them.
Oh, unless it was dead drop. Was it dead
No,
drop?
it was a
drop
medium.
is
It was a
advanced.
medium advance.
Then no, I haven't taken it yet.
Yeah, you haven't. Yeah, I remember we've considered what you wanted and you had options. And
Oh,
well,
Awesome. Oh well,
sorry.
it's fine. Barrel's fine.
I can
Everything's
totally cast
fine.
Thorn Tongue on what's his name and get him into the debate again and make him die of pain in front of everybody.
If you could actually try to engage him in debate so that he could stop his fucking prayer, that'd be great.
Okay, I cast Thorn Tongue on him.
No,
Can I do that?
okay. I said engage him in a debate.
Yeah,
not
I want him to
not
start
cast-
speaking untruths.
not cast magic on a religious leader.
Oh,
Yeah,
come on.
at the moment, you're not the one in the fight, right? It's worth pointing out that.
But this
you
will put me in the fight? Is that
Yeah,
what you're saying?
it will. Yeah, it will.
Ah,
I mean, you
fine.
can. I'm not going to stop you from doing this.
All right, fine. I try and engage you back into debate, and I say, see, this is exactly the kind of barbaricism that we do not actually want ruling the Silver Quarter. This is exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about you wanting to pick fights with people for honest debate over honest topics without any recourse, by spitting in the traditions that we all hold true and dear to us. You of the religious sect, you of the temple who should be holding tradition on high, have decided to sully yourselves with this barbaric
You don't
display.
actually get to say a lot of those things because,
We're in combat rounds, but
yeah, we're in combat rounds. You have about a few seconds to just but do make a compel plus high society difficulty 2 thing, because literally he's casting a spell. You're trying to annoy him so much that he will stop casting a spell.
But I still get demagogy, right?
Yep.
Oh wait, does that mean 3 or 2 dice?
Well, you roll 3 and they're all a failure, so. You are exceptionally lucky with my rolls for stress right now, I have to say.
Excellent.
That said, not lucky when it comes to rolling for Fallout. Okay. Yeah, you have hands on your shoulders, and as you turn, you in fact see that one of them belongs to Captain Lacostra.
I'm
He
glad
says,
she's here at least.
Yeah, I'm placing you under arrest again for disturbing the peace.
Oh my god.
Come now before they kill you too.
I don't think she can protect me against the paladins, can she?
It would be a bit more of a scene if
your death will have
just to
paperwork.
march down into the guard station. Like they can, it just would be more of a scene. Congratulations, you've suffered the arrested Fallout twice in a single session. And then for your own good.
Arrested for their own good. It's in the parenthetical.
And as I go, I'm shouting out, clearly trying to make a martyr of myself. Working, and the crowd's going wild.
Oh, yeah.
The crowd's like so behind me now. We've proven our point, basically. This tonight has actually proven our point. That this cannot continue and that this is not okay.
Well, Sir Beryl is left to fend for himself. This will not take very long, I don't think. No. But let's have another roll, shall we? Going out in the blaze of glory?
Yeah.
Okay, well...
Shut down in a blaze of glory. Totally what's going on here.
My only hope is that I could have, saved some of the XP for my 2 prior characters.
Well, basically, yes. Outmatched and all alone, narrate your death. Because at this point, even if you were to start winning the fight, more paladins will just join in. Yeah. It's not... Also, sorry, do this and then I'll say the other thing.
No, say the other thing first. Just so I get a sense.
Right. The other thing that you have actually suffered a severe fallout to Shadow previously as part of the debate. So when eventually Fiona makes her way back to the Manticore, if she does, she will find waiting on a table a very brief note from your Magister saying that Sir Beryl is to be given false orders that will lead to his immediate demise because he has become too much of a liability. I mean, my other option was the Wrath of the Sun God, but you already have.
I'm glad that we're ruling out consequences because we are in the midst of suffering them.
We are very much in the midst of suffering them. That's hilarious.
So, narrate your heroic death.
Again. You're going to get really good by the end of this.
So, Beryl to the end is a drunkard and a liar. He's pot-bellied, red-nosed. He managed to land one hit on the paladin. But it was clear that that was a fluke.
No.
And every exchange sends not so little chips flying from Betty. And about the third exchange, there's a crack. And Beryl's sword
No.
is over there. Except for this bit right here. Beryl looks at it. And shouts out, "You may take my life, but you'll never take our freedom!"
That's right.
And then gets his head cleanly separated.
Mm.
Oh, my heart. Oh, my heart.
Okay, third character, at least it wasn't in 3 sessions.
Yeah.
But I do have a mean time between character deaths of exactly 2.
Okay. Yep.
I'm
Captain
so sorry.
It's Dawn's breaking stance over Sir Beryl's body. The crowd is silent once more. Because
Crowd's not going to mob the paladins?
No.
yeah, no, that would not be wise for them to do.
No. We're talking about
That said,
mob.
you may have, incensed some of them to, be a bit more radical about the hatred for the Elfir.
I do think that we won the debate, though. In terms of making a change. We just lost in terms of personal.
This
we
will
absolutely
be
won the bloody
another
debate.
medium advance, and you are allowed to actually have duels now in Spire.
Woohoo!
Even in this still regulated, but even you can organize it and hold it in your casino or what have
You
you.
can organise them in the Manticore, and my reputation is now pretty extensive.
Well, so you're kind of in jail.
I know.
Yeah.
My
we will
big job
end
right now, which I
this-
can leave any time, by the way. But I am
You
in jail,
can.
and I need to
Do
find
you
a way of
leave?
actually. No,
Because
no,
you
no,
will
no,
be,
no, no.
you're just thrown in jail,
No,
and you will be
I
left there
want
overnight.
to. If I can't figure out a way to clear this, then yes, I will. But I will leave that right up to the last. I will do everything I can to clear this first.
Well,
All right.
so I think we'll have to end the game with Fiona in jail and Sir Beryl dead.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're not.
You will die doing
It
this
is not the worst.
repeatedly.
It is not the worst way that this could have ended, at all.
Oh, no.
No, you
Like,
actually won the
Beryl
debate.
actually made a change despite himself.